Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. Today, November 30, 2016, and 12:34 a.m. Birmingham. Topic: Why we need Donald Trump. Guys, this is very simple. If you think about where we have been and where we were headed, had someone not come in that was more or less appointed by God. And the reaction to his being elected is the New World Order shaking. I mean, literally shaking with rage. They hate this worse than they hated anything. And the reason is they think that they have called all the shots from George Washington on to our time. They think they've caused every war from 1800 till our time. They think they had their foot in the door of the United States enough that they could call the shots indefinite, and they were doing so. And the reason for Donald Trump is it's not, how do you put it? God is giving America one more chance to get it right. And this is the last chance, the last offer we'll have from God to get it right. God, for a long time, probably before he was born, had Trump and prepped him for this job. There's not ever been a single president, nor senator, nor congressman, nor governor ever that had the sense as far as getting jobs. And I'm saying it's okay to get Mercedes in Alabama. That's nothing compared to running a country and getting these people in at the same time. Trump has at 20 countries and 60, 80 projects going on at the same time, and is managing very well. Don't you think that he has very capable people doing these things for him so that he can continue to pick up new, what do you call them, jobs, projects? Well, America is his next project. And when you talk about rebuilding our infrastructure, starting with, he's got hammered down on the airports. First thing is the wall. But now the wall may have a 350-mile-an-hour train that'll travel along that wall, and at several places it will dart off into a different direction. It'll run all the way from Tijuana, San Diego, and that wall will go through Texas, through Brownsville, where it ends. But the wall will continue, but it will be spaced. In other words, it'll cross highways, freeways, and streets, and it'll be a wall. It'll look like an elevated train in New York City, but it will still be elevated, and there will be places on and off. And I expect it'll be a two-way travel for probably all the distance, most of it anyway. But that's one thing. That's just one. And you know what? The money that we are giving and the jobs that left and went to Mexico thanks to Obama, just the tariff on them and the money that we've been giving Mexico, that they have not stopped the drug trafficking. It has increased by 2007, it's increased fourfold. And the number of people that have been killed down there, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 people. All in the name of getting drugs to the United States and into Canada. So Trump has been brought up for this job. And if you look at Daniel 2:21 and Psalm 75:7, both tells you that God puts kings in power and God removes kings from power. God put Obama in power to teach America a lesson, and boy, did he teach us a lesson. Then God put Trump in power to see if we would go back and bring God back into America as our God, not a God with a little g. And that means prayer has to come back into schools, which would have a 90-day immediate effect on your children. And then, as quick as he can, Roe versus Wade, hopefully within the first 6 to 8 months. And while they're doing this, you have many projects going on. You have the wall, and you have lined up projects to start at LaGuardia, is the #1 airport. And Trump said he hates the potholes. So there's so much that he'll have going at the same time. And don't think that look, this man, if he can micromanage 300 jobs going on simultaneously, don't you think that he can leave that to capable people and run our country with even more capable people? He's putting the top and the best of the best in places where they will effectively turn this country around on a dime. The people that he's put in there so far, absolutely. And the only thing right now that's in question is Secretary of State. And the reason, look, people don't want this man from Utah in there. And I'm talking about his cabinet members already. And I'm hoping personally that he will choose someone else. I hope the New York, I mean, he's been everything in New York, from the mayor up to the attorney general, DA, lawyer, he does everything. In any case, had Hillary stayed, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what would have happened to America. And since I've already passed I hadn't even got through a page, and I should have been through page 4 by now. But Hillary Clinton, and keep in mind, New World Order, they already bought and paid for Hillary Clinton. The Muslim world bought and paid for her. Did you know that the United Nations, which she would have handed, the deed to this country, to the United Nations and the Pope together? Why would the Pope have to be involved in that? Well, when you later find out who he is, then you'll understand that question that I just asked you. And those two together would have diced and sliced the United States, starting in New York and mainly staying to the northeast and traveling slowly toward Seattle, Washington. And then it would have flowed, well, I say northeast, in the northeast, and it would have at an equal distance and pace at the same time gone extreme northwest and then extreme south and then west. So Florida, New York, New Hampshire, you're talking about the higher ups of the Muslim world going there. And the further out you go, the lower class Muslims. But guys, did you have any idea how many Muslims would be in our country? Not including the refugees from Syria, from Yemen, and from other countries. Try 60 million. Try 60 million. And that would have happened at least within a 4-year period. Now, anywhere between 6 months and 9 months, Hillary would have left this country. And all her members would have tried to stay and do her job for her, but they would have been one at a time taken out and replaced by the New World Order's pick that the UN was handling for them. When you hand this to the UN, you know the New World Order is calling the shots. But the Pope, you'll learn fairly quickly who he is. But since that didn't happen, we have a reprieve. We have room to breathe. We have, in the first year, there will be 12 to 15, maybe 20 million jobs created in 1 year. 2 years. At the end of 2 years, there would not be an unemployed, able-bodied man in this country. Not one. Only those that can't work, those who choose not to work, well, then they don't eat. Everyone would have a job. Your salary starts climbing. All you who are retired baby boomers, you would see the minimal cost of living catch up, and then you would see the major cost of living increases over the next several years, beginning this year, which is 2017. You who are sitting back drawing hypothetically $1,444 a month, $104 a month to your Medicare, and then $32 a month to dental, and maybe another $30 for your meds. Well, that $1,444 will go to $1,544, $1,644, $1,744. At the end of 40 years, it would be up to $2,000. Cost of living, they have bypassed we baby boomers for many years because they've taken our money away. That's coming back. Minimum wage is going to be high, but it's going to be worth it because everyone will be well paid, and everyone who started a new business will have several things going for them. You will have a tax decrease incentive. You will have that for a number of years, just like Mercedes plan. They gave them the land, and they gave them X number of years with zero tax. This is how they were able to build their company and be so profitable in our country, which is right here 32 miles from my house. You can see this kind of stuff going on in our country. You will see that we lost 70,000 manufacturing jobs, and you'll see before the 4 years is up, there will be 80 plus, maybe 90 plus manufacturing jobs back, because those car dealers in Mexico would prefer to come back here with a lower tax rather than pay the tariffs. You're going to see things happen in this country that you would never have dreamed of. And all you fools out there marching, burning, breaking windows, look, you need to change and get on this boat or you're going to miss it. Because we know who you are, all of you. And it will benefit you to shut up, sit down, go to school, and when you get out, you'll be very happy that you're where you are. But if you keep this up, you will be left behind. And I got a lot more to come, guys. Jody Wolf, Expoz.